Hi, welcome back to Storytime with Grandma Lisa. Today we are going to be reading the book called Corduroy by Don Freeman. If you have this book, go grab it so that you can read along. You got it? Okay, good. Let's get started. Corduroy. Corduroy is a bear who once lived in the toy department of a big store. Day after day, he waited with all the other animals and dolls for somebody to come along and take him home. You see Corduroy? That's Corduroy in the green overalls. The store was always filled with shoppers, buying all sorts of things, but no one ever seemed to want a bear in green overalls. You see all those toys? Then one morning, a little girl stopped and looked straight into Corduroy's bright eyes. "Oh, Mommy," she said, "there's the very bear I've always wanted." "Not today, dear," her mother sighed. "I've spent too much already. Besides, he doesn't look new. He's lost the button to one of his shoulder straps." You see Corduroy lost a button? Corduroy watched sadly as they walked away. "I didn't know I'd lost a button," he said to himself. "Tonight, I'll go see if I can find it." Late that evening, when all the shoppers had gone and the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed carefully down from his shelf and began searching everywhere on the floor for his lost button. Suddenly, he felt the floor moving under him. Quite by accident, he had stepped onto an escalator. Have you ever been on an escalator? And up he went. Could this be a mountain? He wondered. "I think I've always wanted to climb a mountain." Have you climbed a mountain before or gone on an escalator? He stepped off the escalator as it reached the next floor, and there before his eyes was the most amazing sight. Tables and chairs and lamps and sofas and rows of beds. This must be a palace. Do you live in a palace? Corduroy gasped. "I guess I've always wanted to live in a palace." He thinks because of all those beds that he's in a palace. He wandered around admiring the furniture. "This must be a bed," he said. "I've always wanted to sleep in a bed." And up he crawled onto a large, thick mattress. And all at once he saw something small and round. "Why, here's my button. Do you think that's his button?" he cried. And he tried to pick it up, but like all the other buttons on the mattress, it was tied down tight. He yanked and pulled with both paws until pop! Off came the button, and off the mattress Corduroy toppled. And bang into a tall floor lamp. Over it fell with a crash. Corduroy didn't know it, but there was someone else awake in the store. The night watchman was going his rounds on the floor above when he heard the crash, and he came dashing down the escalator. "Now, who in the world did that?" he exclaimed. "Somebody must be hiding around here." "Who's hiding?" He flashed his light and under and over the sofa and beds until he came to the biggest bed of all, and there he saw two fuzzy brown ears sticking up from under the cover. Look at those little tiny ears. Do you suppose that's Corduroy? "Hello," he said. "How did you get upstairs?" How did Corduroy get upstairs? The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator and set him on the shelf in the toy department with the other animals and dolls, and Corduroy's back on the shelf. Corduroy was just waking up when the first customers came into the store in the morning, and there, looking at him with a wide, warm smile, was the same little girl he had seen only the day before. "I'm Lisa. Her name is Lisa, just like Grandma Lisa," she said, "and you're going to be my very own bear. Last night, I counted what I saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could bring you home. Do you have a piggy bank that you save your money in?" "Shall I put him in a box for you?" the saleslady asked. "Oh, no, thank you," Lisa answered, and she carried Corduroy home in her arms. She ran all the way up 4 flights of stairs, that's a lot of stairs, into her family's apartment and straight into her own room. Corduroy blinked. There was a chair and a chest of drawers, and alongside a girl-sized bed was a little bed just the right size for him. The room was small, nothing like that enormous palace in the department store. "This must be home," he said. "I know, I've always wanted a home." Lisa sat down with Corduroy on her lap and began to sew a button on his overalls. "I like you the way you are," she said, "but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder strap fastened." "You must be a friend," said Corduroy. "I've always wanted a friend." "Me too," said Lisa, and gave him a big hug. "Are you a good friend?" "I hope so." The end. Thank you so much for reading with me today. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.